It is 10 o'clock. Welcome in. This is Three Man Front. We are live for the first time in the history of this radio station from our very own parking lot. We have done a lot of remotes in the history of this radio station. Been around a long time, Landrum. First time we've ever done it from our friendly confines of our parking lot.
It's really hard to believe, Pat. I kind of like this setup. As long as we get Chamber of Commerce like weather, not that it's Chamber of Commerce weather like today, but it's not terrible.
No.
A nice breeze. I could do it out here every day.
Now, you're right about the weather. I was just looking at an extended forecast for the Iron Bowl, and James Spann is saying that it could be in the 30s for the Iron Bowl. How about that?
Yeah.
So you better enjoy these 70-degree temperatures we have in November because it will probably change within the next week or so. Welcome into the program. It's a very special edition of Three Man Front. As I mentioned, we are live from our parking lot. Why are we live from our parking lot? We'll tell everybody, Landrum, why we're in the parking lot.
We're continuing to take up donations, non-perishable donations for families in our area, the surrounding area. That could sure use some help, not only this holiday season, but beyond. So if you can come by today, as we're going to broadcast from the parking lot until 2. We've got the tables set up. We've got the non-perishables out, from beans to mac and cheese to a lot of mashed potatoes, other things you can drop it by. We've got Chubb Father's gift cards to give away. Twin Peaks going to be here with food a little bit later on. So we appreciate already the support that we've gotten from our great Jocks listeners.
Yeah, and for those that are watching on YouTube, I'm going to do a quick spin around of the
do a
camera.
little tour.
And I want to show you that what is going on over here as Conrad is getting prepared for his 4 hours. I was watching, Molly was choreographing some stuff with him earlier, Landrum.
That was great.
In the hallway.
Yeah.
And it's going to be epic.
Yeah,
It's going to be good.
She said that she was going basic level dance because she can teach to all age groups, and she was going like elementary children with Conrad.
I will say,
is that true, Molly?
Well, yes, I went pretty easy, but I was impressed with how quickly he learned everything. He picked up the choreography very well, so I'm proud of him for
One
that.
particular move, though, Molly, I was a little bit concerned that he was going to be able to make it off of the floor.
I think he'll be okay. I gave him some lessons, some advice. I think he'll be good though.
That particular move, if you're a passerby, you don't know the context of what's going on. You might call somebody and say, "Do I need to report this?"
He might get hurt, but I think he'll be okay.
I predict what's going to happen at some juncture. Molly's going to have to kind of like like a tag team match. She's going to have to tag in.
She just
and
can't.
She can't watch it. She can't watch it. No
choreography.
No, she's like going, "You're abusing my choreography. Stop. I cannot be associated
I
with
will say,
this."
watching him do the whole routine the first time through, I actually fell to the floor because I was laughing so hard. And that is not a lie.
It was great. I caught the tail end of it. Do you have anything like that where you've said, "Okay, let you try it," and then you just can't stand it anymore and you have to take over? I'm like that with certain things.
Well, usually with my kids when they were younger, and and of course, they did it on purpose. I asked them to do a task outside, and they weren't doing it the way that I wanted it done, and so I'm just give it to me, and I'll do it myself.
Yep.
That kind of thing. So I imagine that's what's going to happen with Molly at some point today.
I pulled the same thing as an adult in painting inside of our house.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
Oops. Okay, Landrum, no more painting for you.
Yeah.
I'll do the outside stuff.
Be done. Well, we have got a lot to get into today, including last night's college football playoff rankings. We will talk to Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider. He's going to join the show at 10:45. Chris Stewart, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. He will be on at 11. Trey Wallace, who has been all over the coaching carousel. So much to get into with Trey. He'll be on the show at 12:30. But we start with the college football playoff last night. The rankings came out, and not so good news for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, granted, there's plenty of football left to be had, so to get really upset and to get raged and things of that nature about where Alabama is, but Alabama came in at number 10. I'll be the first person to tell you, yesterday when we talked about this, Landrum, I was shocked. I thought Alabama was going to be ahead of Notre Dame. Alabama's not in front of Notre Dame. Bama comes in at number 10. Meanwhile, Notre Dame's at number 9. No big surprise. Oklahoma is 8. So Bama's got some work to do. But as we've said before, Landrum, with Alabama, you just have to win the Iron Bowl. You win the Iron Bowl, you're 10-2 in the regular season, and you're playing in the toughest conference in America. I just have a hard time believing that Alabama, because Alabama would be going to the SEC championship game, that the Tide would not be selected as one of the teams.
Well, I think it was really important to take what Hunter Yurachek said, not about Alabama, but about a Miami team. And he said, quote, Miami needs to continue to win the football games they have in front of them, and good things will happen. So if he's saying that about Miami, naturally he would probably say that about Alabama, right? Just handle your business, win your football games.
Yes.
Good things will happen.
Yes, and it's very interesting because, as you mentioned, Hunter Yurachek, he did his deal on television, but then afterwards he spent a lot of time trying to explain the situation with Alabama and talking about the running game. And I'm paraphrasing, but I got a long-ass quote here, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. But basically, in a nutshell, he's talking about Alabama just not running the ball good, which whether Alabama's running the ball good or not, if you win, that's the reason, right? You either win or lose.
Yeah.
So whether you throw for 400 yards or throw for 100 yards and run for 300 or run for 50, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's about how many wins you got, right?
Well, I mean, no disrespect, but last year we had a very good Army team there in the American Conference. Were we talking about the style of offense that they ran?
No. I mean, and that's why these committees are all over the place.
He
But
had to find something.
yeah. Now, listen, one thing is for sure. Alabama is definitely, based on last night, they're in trouble. So Heather Dinich, who knows this stuff better than anybody in the world, this is what she said on her social media last night about Alabama.
First, I was very surprised to see Alabama behind Notre Dame. That's because Alabama has 4 CFP top 22 wins, including a win against the selection committee's number 4 team in Georgia. This also tells me that Notre Dame is in a really safe place. It's quite clear that all they have to do is run the table and they're going to be in the college football playoff. I would be surprised to see otherwise. On the flip side, Texas is probably out of the college football playoff. That third loss dropped them all the way to 17. I don't think running the table and even beating the committee's number 3 team in Texas A&M is enough to get back into the conversation. Here's something I want everyone to consider. What if 2 Big 12 teams get in? If BYU wins the Big 12, they're in. I would be shocked if the selection committee dropped Texas Tech from number 5 out of the college football playoff entirely if they finish as the Big 12 runner-up. So what does that mean? It means if it were today, Alabama would be the one getting bumped out to keep 2 Big 12 teams in.
Oh, my goodness. That is the nightmare.
Yeah.
Having BYU win the Big 12 championship,
yep.
And then after they win the Big 12 championship, they're not going to keep a Texas Tech out based on the way Texas Tech has played this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I still firmly believe, though, that at the end of the day, Alabama, you just take care of your business and everything else will take care of itself. They're using this rationale right now, but we've seen it in the past, and I go back to just a few years ago when I believe it was an Oregon team that they kept trumpeting, and we kept bickering about it week in, week out, but then at the end of the day, you saw them drop a couple of spots. But early on, you saw the indications of how strong in the committee's eyes they thought that particular team was, and I firmly believe that Alabama, they win. They're in. They have nothing to worry about. But you get an early glimpse at Hunter Yurachek chairing that committee. Did you think as far as transparency, his delivery, much better than Mack Rhoades, the former chair?
I would take Mack Rhoades.
Okay.
I thought Hunter Yurachek was an embarrassment last night. I don't think he needs to be the chairperson of his neighborhood watch committee. I thought it was embarrassing. I have no idea why they put him in charge of that. Just let AI do it. I mean, basically just spit out some stuff and create some AI bot and let them do it. I mean, seriously. I mean, he was talking out both sides of his mouth. Reese Davis asked him a great question about teams that got to the conference championship game. Do you penalize them if they lose? And he couldn't answer it. And then he goes to the post-TV press conference, and he was all over the board then. Once again, there's no transparency. These people talk out of so many different sides of their mouth. So, listen, hopefully the play on the field is going to take care of everything. But if you're relying on what these people are telling us every Tuesday night, it is highly disappointing every single Tuesday.
Well, I don't hang on to too much of what they tell us, Pat, just because of what we've seen in the past. And in some of these instances, and the teams we're talking about, they will eliminate themselves. They'll go out and they'll throw up on themselves. It's going to happen with one or at least two of these teams.
And listen, if USC beats Oregon this weekend,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of a sudden, Oregon is in deep trouble. So, I mean, there's a lot of football left to be had, and I know Conrad was taking exception to some of the things from last night's Hunter Yurachek presser, and I think a lot of people were texting into the show this morning and was kind of going after Conrad a little bit about his complaining about Alabama. But once again, the points about Alabama's negativity, I agree with. The problem I have with the committee is that, once again, you want to pinpoint the fact that Alabama's not running the football good, but whether it's a service academy or somebody else, there's always somebody there that's not going to, on one side of the ball, either just passing or running. I don't think that you can use that as a way to try to rank these teams or who is awarding of the spot of the 12 in the CFP.
Yeah, and you don't recognize the quality wins that they have, more than quality wins that they have on their schedule, but you're going to cite the lack of running game.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we're talking about Hunter Yurachek, an individual. I just want to remind everybody about Hunter Yurachek, and I know he's one of the, I think, 12 now that's on the committee because they've been kind of losing them left and right. He hired Chad Morris at Arkansas as the head coach. Chad Morris went 4-18, 0-14 in the SEC. He hired Sam Pittman, who was 2 games under 500, went 14-29 in the SEC. He named Bobby Petrino the interim head coach. He's 0-4 as a head coach. So overall, the coaches that he has hired for football, this is the guy that's standing up there every Tuesday night telling us about what the CFP wants. His coaches are 20 games under 500 overall, 14-47 in the Southeastern Conference.
And wasn't it somebody, and I don't want to call their name because it might be contributing it to someone who didn't say it, but we did have somebody on our show that said Hunter Yurachek is basically in the final days as the athletic director.
That would be Brett
Arkansas.
Noseworthy, who we'll have on the show tomorrow. Brett knows that program very well, and Hunter Yurachek is, once again, you could have named a lot of different people to be the mouthpiece of the CFP and would have been better. But he's talking all sorts out of sides of his mouth. But the bottom line is that Alabama, if they beat Auburn, then it's going to set up a very interesting situation based on what the committee told us last night.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it. But they beat Auburn, they're going to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. But it does give you pause when you hear that last night.
I would almost just rather not hear the committee because I value what they say less and less year by year and week by week. So, but for the point of what we do and the purposes of what we do, we're going to talk about it. We're going to scrutinize it every week.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, the SEC, they have 9 teams in the college football playoff rankings. The Big Ten has 6. The Big 12 has 5. The ACC has 3. The American has 1. That would be Tulane. And Coach John Sumrall's Green Wave come in at number 24. So if the playoffs started this weekend, Alabama would be traveling to Autzen to take on the Oregon Ducks. Indiana would await the winner between Alabama and Oregon. Meanwhile, other SEC schools, you would have Oklahoma hosting Notre Dame. The winner of that game would play Ohio State. Georgia would get a first-round bye as a 4 seed. They would await the winner of Tulane and Texas Tech. Well, that'd be an interesting game between Texas Tech and Georgia. And then Ole Miss, they would host the Miami Hurricanes there at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, and the winner of that game would play Texas A&M on a neutral site field in the next round of the CFP.
I love that first round of matchups as opposed to what we got last year. That's more intriguing to me as a college football fan.
Oh, I agree. So we'll see exactly what happens. We are live out in the parking lot here at 244 Goodwin Crest Drive. We've already had multiple people stop by. If you come into the parking lot, come to the very back, you're going to see the Jocks 94.5 SUV, and you're going to see a Cumulus SUV. We've got all the food that you, the listeners of Jocks, have been able to give us. The money that was Venmo'd to Conrad, it was gone out last night. You went out. You purchased hundreds of dollars of food. So did I. Ryan Haney, our boss, he went out and he purchased a good bit. So did Conrad. And so it is pretty impressive to see what everybody has done in our community to help those in need. So we don't need Venmo. Don't need that. But if you're in the area, and you have some canned goods, non-perishable items, we will take those.
Bag of rice, bag of beans, whatever you can spare.
Absolutely. We will take those. But we're going to be out here until 2 o'clock. The good news is all those tiers that we set up about a week ago on Conrad to do,
Yep.
it is now officially, everyone's been checked. So he's going to have to do everything on the list.
And we got 5 gallons of out-of-date gravy.
Yes.
Ooh.
Out-of-date gravy.
All right, so here's the thing. He is now due to dance, correct?
That is right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to dance. Hold on.
Wait, can you video
I'll turn
it?
around.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around.
Perfect.
And so people on YouTube can watch this. All right, here we go.
Is this the debut dance?
I think
Conrad,
so.
make me
Is he gonna-
proud.
Is he going to do music? What's he going to do? Here we go. For those watching on YouTube,
Everybody, Conrad's first dance.
here it is. He's going to do 4 dances. Here he goes. He's got music? No.
Oh, he's got jazz hands.
Jazz hands. There he goes. What is he doing?
What's he doing? We got Macarena, belly rub,
Oh, my word.
chicken flap, worm. Yes, worm.
All right, there it is.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Conrad,
Ah.
and his pilgrim
So
outfit.
proud of our pilgrim.
Yes. So that means that you're going to get that 4 times an hour, ladies and gentlemen.
I like how he added the gobble gobble.
4 times an hour. 15 more times for Conrad. That's going to be beautiful.
I just want to say that first move looks a little different when I do it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
All right, we welcome your text messages. If you'd like to talk about the CFP rankings, 205-834-9450 on the Courtesy GMC text line. We're having a lot of fun. We're going to have some Twin Peaks food. If you come by and donate, we're going to have some food for you. We've also going to give away some Chubb Fathers gift cards. So got a lot going on here. So come on by and see us, 244 Goodwin Crest Drive here at Cumulus Media. Hope to see you over the next 3+ hours. This is Jocks. This is 3-Man Front. 10:21 here on Jocks. Welcome back in. This is three-man front. A lot to get into. The college football playoff rankings last night. Alabama fell 6 spots from number 4 to number 10. We'll see what happens in the very near future. We'd love to hear from you. 1-800-239-WJOX. The courtesy GMC text line 205-834-9450. Let's go up to Guntersville, Alabama. Beautiful part of the world. Brian's going to join us now on three-man front. Hey, Brian. Oh, my goodness. After I said that great thing about I love Guntersville.
I do too.
Guntersville's a beautiful part of the
You ever go fishing
state.
in Lake Guntersville?
I've not been fishing up there, but I've been on Lake Guntersville many times.
It's a good place to fish.
Yeah.
Really good place.
Yeah.
Pretty country. Hello, Guntersville.
Yes. Hello to everyone there in the northeast portion of our great state. 1-800-239-WJOX. That is the phone number. The text line 205-834-9450. The Lane Kiffin saga continues over at Ole Miss. As you remember yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, Kiffin was asked about all the news swirling around his future. Kiffin, who said he was doing 6 a.m. yoga with Ole Miss athletic director and other coaches on staff on Tuesday. He was asked about the reported ultimatum given by Ole Miss on Kiffin's future on the program. This is the direct quote from Lane Kiffin. He says, "That's absolutely not true. There's been no ultimatum or anything like that at all. I don't know where that came from. Like I said, we're having a blast. I love it here. It just couldn't be better. You pray for things. Our fans prayed for this type of thing, and now we're in the middle of it, so enjoy it. You're 10-1. You have a bye week to watch half the country lose, and there's no way we can lose. Then you go play the Egg Bowl and go dominate that." That is the end of the quote. Now, the 20-minute interview, again, showed why no one should mistake Pat McAfee as a real broadcast journalist because he asked absolutely no tough questions. He wasn't asked about his family's recent trips to Gainesville, Baton Rouge. He never actually said he was staying in Oxford during the interview because he wasn't asked any tough questions. Now, according to experts that are more familiar with employment contracts, placing Kiffin on leave from Ole Miss is something they possibly could do. They could bar him from coaching his team against Mississippi State or in the SEC title game or in the playoffs. That would be more likely if the school does anything at all. So once again, if the school does anything, it would be potentially maybe putting him on leave because you're not going to fire him because where did he breach the contract?
Well, you would know this being a part of a deposition. What are you advised by your attorney? Just answer the questions that are being asked.
Absolutely.
Don't give anything else, and that's exactly what you got in that exchange between McAfee and Kiffin yesterday.
1-800-239-WJ. Let's go back to Guntersville. Brian is back on hold. Hey, Brian.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing today?
Hey,
We're
Brian.
doing great. Brian, how are you?
Doing good, man. Appreciate the shout-out for Guntersville. It's a beautiful place.
It is, absolutely.
My question is that if Alabama plays in the SEC championship game, and they lose, would that kick them out of the playoffs?
Well, here's the thing. Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
There are some people that say a 3-loss Alabama team, even if that third loss is in the SEC championship game, they're in trouble. Now, 2 weeks ago, the College Football Playoff Committee, they told us in the post-rankings press conference that it really depends on how that loss looks. Like if you go and you get beat by 3 touchdowns, then that's probably going to be a data point that's not going to be very positive. So.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm just curious, and I love y'all's guys' show. You're awesome. Appreciate
Thank
it,
you,
man.
Brian.
Y'all take care.
Thank you so much.
you,
Be
Brian.
careful out there. Thank you so much.
It'd be a really dangerous precedent, though. We talked about this last year to start eliminating teams because of their participation in a conference championship game because there's already the thought in the mindset in some coaches, why would we want to go? Why don't we just rest and get ready for the college football playoff and not risk being dinged by the committee if we lose in a game?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Back to the phones. Let's go to AJ, who's in Florida. Wants to talk about the rankings. Hey, AJ.
Hey, guys. So I got a different take on the show last night. I think Juracek was talking, and, he's new on the job. I think he was nervous. I think he started to kind of like word salad there for a second. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. You're public speaking type setup. You kind of start going down the wrong road a little bit. All that running the ball stuff. the running game.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really why they did that. I think he just kind of got caught up in his not knowing what to say. I think they just think the other teams are better by the Iowa way. But that matters. We got to figure out how to beat Auburn. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even care. Like, if we're going to go down to the Iron Bowl in Jordan-Hare, that's the problem. If we win, I don't see anywhere we're out. If we lose, it's a disaster, and that's the deal. But while I have you, explain it. How can we win the Iron Bowl and not go to the SEC championship game? Do you guys know that? How does that work?
No.
There's not a scenario in which if Alabama wins the Iron Bowl, well, I take that back. There is one. There is one. Two, if Kentucky, Arkansas, or Florida, if two of those three wins, in other words, if Kentucky wins one, Arkansas wins one, Florida wins one, then all of a sudden that creates a problem for Alabama on their conference opponents' total win record and the winning percentage. That would be a problem. So if two of those three end up winning, then that could kick Alabama out of the SEC championship game with a win at Auburn. But every other scenario, it would either be Texas A&M, who would go 8-0, would play Alabama, who's 7-1. Alabama would have a tiebreaker over Georgia head-to-head. Georgia would have the tiebreaker over Ole Miss, who is 7-1, and Oklahoma is 6-2. So that scenario, Bama would go. If Texas A&M were to lose, then it would be Georgia and Alabama playing in the SEC championship game.
Okay. Yeah, I just cannot see them not putting us in the playoff if we beat Auburn. But I stress this to all the Bama fans out there. The problem, we got to beat Auburn. It is going to be, oh God, I'm not even going to watch it. I don't think I can handle it. My mental health cannot handle Iron Bowls in Jordan-Hare, and I'm not being funny. It's some of the most excruciating moments in my life have been in Iron Bowl, Jordan-Hare, and going back to 97, 95, 17, 19, 21, 23. It's just terrible. It is a terrible experience watching Iron Bowls in Jordan-Hare if you're not an Auburn fan.
It's interesting because you think about, Alabama is 7-10 all time at Jordan-Hare Stadium, but they really potentially could be 5-12, Landrum, based on the two last-second wins they got in overtime, with Bryce Young and then the Gravedigger play.
Well, and it's always crazy, but this one is setting up to be it's going to be a madhouse at Jordan-Hare. Not that it isn't always, but that place is going to be unhinged with everything on the line. DJ Durkin, what he's got on the line, this Auburn team, finding a little bit of life in your offense a couple of weeks ago, and knowing what's at stake for Alabama, that place is going to be nuts.
They set the stage in '89. What was '89? It was the first game down there. We had a really good team that year, and Auburn kind of had nothing to play for, and they had a chance to ruin our season, and they did it. And that's their formula. And it's amazing how many times they're in that situation. It's always that way, it seems like.
Wasn't that a 10-0 Alabama team going into that game, and Auburn was 7-3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Bill Curry took them down there undefeated.
They kicked their tail that day, to their credit. And it just, oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to watch a cooking show instead that night. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, AJ.
That might be a good way to go. I can remember talking to James Joseph. He and Stacey Danley were in that game, and James Joseph actually asking him about hyperventilating in Tiger Walk.
Oh, wow.
When you're hyperventilating.
It's going to be something else, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the show, but James Spann is a long-range forecast, has the game in the 30s. So now enjoy these 70-degree temperatures.
I know we got clear bag policy. Do you get to bring blankets in?
I don't know.
Well, I know what a lot of people use as their blanket.
It's in their boot.
It fits in their boot.
It's in their boot. No doubt about it. All right, we are live in the parking lot. It is so good to see so many folks stopping by and giving to the food bank and trying to get as much food as we can to give out during the Thanksgiving holidays. We'll be out here until 2 o'clock. Where's Conrad? He's due another dance.
Maybe so. He might be with a trainer right now.
He's up here, I'll
244
send him
Goodwin
down.
Crest Drive. 244 Goodwin Crest Drive. We're above the brand new, I say brand new, it's a couple of years old, Homewood Police Department off of West Valley Avenue. But 244 Goodwin Crest Drive. Come to the parking lot. You'll see us there around the back as we're overlooking the mountain. And come and visit and drop off some non-perishables. We can appreciate it as we continue here on the Wednesday edition of Three-Man Front on Jocks.
It is 10:35. Welcome back. We are live in the parking lot of Cumulus Media, 244 Goodwin Crest Drive. Great to see so many listeners stop by, give us some food. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, and I know many of you are right now, it is time for Conrad's second dance. Go. You're on. Do it. Yes.
Let's do
go. Is this the same dance? I thought he was going to do a separate.
Comes up. All right. Push out. Push out. Stomp. Macarena. Rub the belly. Chicken flap. Chicken flap. Chicken flap. There's the gobble. The side to side. And now the worm.
Well, you can't really see the worm on YouTube, but
no.
There you go.
Very nice. Oh, no.
I think he hurt something.
Oh, no. Something hit the asphalt.
I think he hurt something.
Yeah, I think it was his belly.
All right, so that was the second of 16 dances.
Good job, Conrad.
That our audience paid for, by the way.
People actually pay a lot of gyms to do those kind of workouts every morning.
Mm-hmm. They do. Good stuff.
We're going to have him pushing the tire before it's all over.
Or changing a tire.
No, he can't do that.
One of the two. Molly, I apologize. Who'd you say the gentleman was on hold? Big Dog. All right, let's go back to the phones. Big Dog joins us here on Three Man Front. Hey, Big Dog.
Pat, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Landrum.
Hey.
Pat, I got first of all, I love your show, and I just got one question for you, Pat, because I think I heard that you love numbers. Is that correct? You love numbers and
He
stats?
does.
I do. I am a stat geek. I admit that,
He
yes.
extrapolates in his sleep.
Well, I am too, Pat. So I got a question for you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
The question is, now I looked this up last night, so I want to know if I'm wrong or not, and I want you guys to look it up and tell me if I'm wrong or not, because I'm
Okay.
46. I'm a Bama fan. I'm 46. I'm a Bama fan, and I know, Pat, you may remember little things a little bit. I think you're a little older than me, so I think you remember things maybe a little better than me. But the question is, because I don't want to talk too long, the question is, when was the last time Auburn defeated Alabama in an Iron Bowl when Auburn had a losing record coming into the Iron Bowl? And because if they beat Mercer, they'll be 5-6, correct?
Yes.
So they'll have
And
a
the
losing
answer
record.
is I can't remember.
So Pat, I wanted to ask you this question because I spent probably 30 minutes last night looking this up, and I came up with, Pat. Now you can if you can look this up and tell me if I'm wrong or not. I mean, I'll take it if I'm wrong. This too, but I looked it up and I came up with 1949.
Oh,
They
wow.
beat Alabama. They beat Alabama 14-13. Now, if there's another year that they beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl when they came into the Iron Bowl with a losing record, please tell me when it was. If it was in 1949. Now that's a stat for your behind, ain't it, Pat?
Yeah, no, listen, that is a great stat. I love that, and I will absolutely look that up. I have no way of saying that you're wrong or right, but that is so.
No, I think he's right.
So you're saying, are you saying 500 or below 500 at the time of the game?
No,
losing record.
Below 500.
Okay. 1949.
Because this would be unprecedented if Auburn beats Alabama in the Iron Bowl and they have a losing record. Like I said, I went through all the Pat Dye years, Tommy Tuberville, Suge Jordan. I mean, I went up and down. I went through every score, and I'm like, man, when is the last time Auburn beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl when they came into the Iron Bowl with a losing record? And that's the year I came up with. I can't remember who was the head coach, but I think it was 40.
Would you agree with this, Big Dog? Of those Auburn teams that you can remember that had losing records, would you not say that this is probably the most talented?
Yes, I do. I agree. They are.
And that's why it's so scary for a lot of Alabama fans, is because the talent is
Some of
undeniable.
those, Chiswick on his last leg knows that he's fired. Tuberville knows that he's fired. Those were routes by Saban Alabama teams, but this shapes up differently this year.
It does. It does. I was just amazed that it's been that long. If that is the correct year, I was just because I kept going there because I like I said, I'm 46 and I remember all the from Saban and Gus Malzahn. I remember all the 2000s, the 90s. I remember the first game when they won 30-20 in 1989 when they went to Auburn the first game. I remember that game. I was like 11 years old, but I remember that game.
Yeah, we're the same age.
Yes, I'm 46. So I was born in '79, so I guess I was 10 then. I was 10 years old then when they played Auburn 30-20, and I'm trying to remember. I believe was Damian Craig the quarterback.
No, that was Reggie Slack in '89.
That was Reggie Slack. You're right, Reggie Slack, and I'm trying to remember the running back.
James Joseph and Stacy Danley.
Yeah, it sure was. Wow. So yeah, that was Reggie Slack right before Craig, I think, right?
You had Reggie Slack, then you had Stan White, then you had Patrick Nix, then you had Damian Craig. I think that's right.
Okay. Well, yeah. I was like I said, I was only about 10, but yeah, I remember the 30-20, and somebody basically wanted to throw a brick through Bill Curry's house. I don't even know if that's true or not, but I heard that. Is that true?
Yeah, he claimed. I mean, he claims somebody did, and that was after a homecoming loss.
Okay.
He claims that someone threw a brick through his office window.
There's a conspiracy theory that says that was
Bill Curry that did it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I remember they went on to lose to Miami that year, 33-25, and whatever bowl game that was. But Pat, I just wanted to pick your brain because again,
Big Dog.
Big Dog.
That is a great stat. I love that, and I will use that and give you credit because man, that is a great stat. I'll double check you. I have no way of doubting of what you're telling us, but man, that's a great stat. I appreciate it.
I'll hang up and listen, but I want you to double check that and call that out on the station, to see if that is correct or not. But I went,
Absolutely.
like I said, I went all the way from the 80s to the 70s to the 60s to the 50s. I'm like, man,
49.
So yeah, but yeah, let me know. And again, love you guys' show, man. Appreciate you taking.
Thank you, Big Dog. Thank you so much.
Because there's been a lot. There's been several years where we looked and we always throw out. Oh well, you throw out the records. It's the Iron Bowl, but typically the better team is going to win those games.
Yeah.
And you've had bad Auburn teams that have hung around longer than they probably should have against much better Alabama teams. But this one, the way that it shapes up, and just based on records, you'll have a 2-loss Alabama coming in, and then you'll have a what? That would be a 5-6 after this weekend?
Yeah.
Is that right? Or 4-6? Or no, that would be 5-6 after this weekend. Auburn team rolling in, but when you look at these teams side by side, I don't see a huge amount of difference. Do you? In Alabama and Auburn this year?
No, I don't.
I mean, when I look at Vegas, and if it's a 5.5-point spread, I see it as that's about right, about 5.5.
Yeah, if it's 5.5, and the Auburn money line is plus 168. Total is going to be 44.5 points. Joining us next will be Brian Edwards, Vegas Insider. We'll ask him early thoughts on the Iron Bowl and some other college football and NFL plays this weekend. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. Welcome back into Three-Man Front. Brian Edwards will join us momentarily from Vegas Insider, MajorWager.com. For those watching on YouTube, this is dance number 3 for Conrad Van Order, part of the Food Bank Challenge and all the money that's raised. Go. Yeah, we're waiting on you. We got things to do. Do your little dance.
Yep. Sizzle.
Make a little love. Get down tonight.
Military press.
Yep.
Macarena. Now rub the belly. Turkey flap.
He's gobbling.
Turkey flap.
There we go.
And worm.
Wow. It's getting tough.
Good
All
job,
right.
Conrad.
That's 3 of 16.
We need to work on that worm.
Yeah, you need to work on that, Molly. Joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline, MajorWager.com. Brian Edwards, you're missing a lot of fun up here in Birmingham, man. It's just about a five-hour drive from your homestead.
That's how we do it in Bama, Brian. Why don't you get up here?
Well, I was right through there a couple of times. I drove through. In fact, I felt like I was in studio listening to Wimp on Friday, and that's got to be added to my weekly listing. Wimp Sanderson was on fire with you guys last Friday. I thought it was fantastic, but I was easily entertained on a 7-hour drive by myself, though.
Oh, well, listen, now how did all my relatives treat you in North Mississippi over the weekend?
It was all good, man. The ball was popping the other night. Everybody's got – I thought most of the fans were very friendly. There was a few you-know-whats, but I was equally you-know-what right back to them.
He almost pulled that one off. All right,
What's
so let's
fair
get right.
Fair, right?
No, there's no question about that. All right, let's get right to it. Let's talk about your Gators. Just sitting here looking at some lines, plus 4.5. You got some feelings one way or another?
Yeah, Tennessee has not won at the Swamp since 2003, and if we take out Casey Clausen games, he won there in 01 and 03. Without Casey Clausen at quarterback, Tennessee hasn't won at the Swamp since 1971. Florida was without its 3 best receivers last week. And now 2 of them are out for this year, but one of them, Vernell Brown, is most likely going to be back this week. But most importantly, Caleb Banks, who was preseason All-American pretty much by all publications, and a lot of mock drafts had him going in the first round, back in the summer. He has only played against LSU this year, but he re-injured the foot against LSU. He is back this week, so that's
okay.
Nice for the Gators. And not only will I say Florida wins outright against Tennessee this week, I'll also say that Diego Pavia and the Doors went outright at Neyland next week.
Whoa.
Whoa. Little double whammy.
Man. Already looking ahead. Interesting.
And did y'all share the Iron Bowl line with your audience?
Your phone cut out. What did you say, Brian?
Oh, I said, did y'all share your Iron Bowl line with your audience yet?
Absolutely, 5.5. You got an early play there in the Iron Bowl from Jordan Hare.
Well, I said in the summer that I thought Auburn would win this game outright, but things have changed. Look, all I'll say is this. If Cam Coleman gets 15 targets, Auburn definitely covers and will have a great chance to win outright. If he gets less than 10 targets, Alabama wins by double digits.
Okay, so say that again. You said 15 targets. They stand a really good shot at winning, but if it's below 10, they do not.
If it's below 10, Alabama wins by double digits. If it's 15, I'll say Auburn wins outright. 15 or more.
Gotcha.
Okay. Brian Edwards, our friend, Vegas Insider, joining us on Three-Man Front. All of our guests join us on the Higginbotham hotline. I see that you got some player props out there. Taylon Green, Arkansas quarterback. I guess they're still playing for things there in Fayetteville. What do you like with Taylon Green?
Well, they're playing for my player props on a weekly basis, thank goodness. And thank goodness for them. Taylon Green and Mike Washington both got there for me last week. So what did that number, was it 52.5?
52.5 against Texas, yep.
Yeah, so let's see. Green has gone over that 4, 5, 6, 7, in 7 of 10 games this year. He had 70 last week, and LSU's got an outstanding defense. So, and did I do the touchdown prop with Talon as well, plus 120? And then
Yes.
let's also go Mike Washington. And I'm not looking at the number. What was it?
65 and a half. 65 and a half rushing yards.
Way better. Had 85 against LSU. Last week had 116 against Mississippi State, 147 against A&M, 131 against Tennessee, 70 against Memphis, 116 against Arkansas State, 79 against Alabama A&M. So I think that's over. What'd you say the number was? 65 and a half?
65 and a half, yes.
So he's gone over that 7 of 10 times, but he had 65 in one of them. So just half off of going over that 8 times.
Hey, Brian, Vanderbilt, they're playing at home against Kentucky. Kentucky's actually winning football games, but Diego Pavia, we know how good he is, especially playing there at First Bank Stadium in front of 10,000 home cheering fans. What do you like with Diego Pavia?
Yeah, this is his last senior night, if you will. So let's do Vandy minus 6.5 at a minus 106 price in the first half. And let's do Diego to score 2 touchdowns or more, plus 260. And what's his rushing yards prop? I'm sorry, guys, I don't have it.
52 and a half. 52
yep,
and a half.
Let's go over on that.
All right. That is some great stuff. Any NFL plays this weekend before we let you go?
Well, my apologies, gentlemen. I did not get back from Oxford till 10:30 Monday night, and then I went to Tallahassee last night to watch my UT Martin Skyhawks cover for me in the first half for the game and team total over. And I am really behind on my preparation, and I have a podcast in like 45 minutes. I have one more play, though. How are we on time?
You're good. Go. No, we're good. Go.
Okay, let's go. NC State at home to Florida State. Now, I know I've lost my last 2 picks against Florida State, but those were at Doak Campbell. FSU's not won at Carter Finley since 2016. FSU's 0-3, both straight up and against the spread on the road this year. And NC State's 4-1 straight up, 3-2 ATS at home. NC State plus 5.5 at Circa, but I'm fine with 4.5 at other books. And that's Friday night. Give me NC State as the home dog.
That is some great stuff. Well, listen, we'll let you get ready for that podcast. Always appreciate it, Brian, and should be a fun week next week, and we will talk to you then.
Thanks, all. Y'all have a great week.
Thank you. That is Brian Edwards, joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. More three-man front live from the parking lot. The voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide is next.